All right, I think we're live now. All right. Okay, we're currently sitting in my Model T right now. Still in the garage. The RXE's right there, the bike, the truck, all the other pedal bikes and the normal standard stuff. All right, now the continuity of my video on the bike, my videos on the bike, it's not going to be very good. I had a hard drive failure and I lost a bunch of footage. Not really that big of a deal. Like I'm anything to watch anyway. But anyway, so this video here that I'm shooting it might be scattered. It might be all over the place. Let me just put some light in here. Hold on. Give me a minute. Hold on. Just wrestle with this. Oh wow. There we go. Give me a second here. Drop the top. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, my light's rigged up. Okay, anyway. I gotta get some different equipment. Hold on, this is in the way. Bet you saw my top socket. Are we still recording? Alright. Alright, so like I said, the videos for the bike are going to be a little scattered. Lost a bunch of footage. It took a big jump. It runs. I got the seat. In this video here, I'll just post a bunch of pieces and clips and parts that I already had. It's going to be kind of a scrambled video. Is what it is. Life carries on, you know. Things happen. I went through a fuel situation. I'll talk about that a little bit. I'll talk about a little more in future videos, but anyway, yeah, so man, this thing's dusty. Look at this thing. Been sitting for a long time. So this video here is going to be kind of a scrambled shit show. But we're getting close to getting the bike done. We're down to lights and some other odds and ends. So yeah, we had a situation. Well, computers, eh? Like cars. Don't always work all the time. So anyway, this particular video here is probably not going to be all that entertaining. Well, all my videos aren't really all that entertaining, but whatever. It is what it is. We'll carry on. And this thing's dirty. We'll have a little bit of a feature on the channel. We'll get this thing back going. It's been sitting around for a long time. Like I said, the Chevy over there. That's our next project. Because once we get this done, the bike, we get the truck done, and then have room to build a tube chassis for that thing. Well, back half it. I'm not fully tubing it. And this T itself, we could get this thing running pretty quick. Couple vids. Our seat is here. I'll dig it out. I gotta do a seat review on it. Alright. I'll do an actual proper seat review on it. I have stuff to say about it. Like I said, the videos are skipping quite a bit. I had a hard drive crash and I lost a bunch of footage. Is what it is. It's not going to make sense in the video because I talk about going to get my new fuel pump. I hooked up the original pump. I ran an electric pump just for testing. And I cleaned up. There was a stuck valve in here. I fixed it up. It runs good with this pump on it. This is the original pump. Haven't changed it. But I bought a brand new pump just because, well, I think I'll have to change it one of these days, eh? Can't run forever. Alright, so I got it all back together. Electric pump is off of it. Yes, in the video you'll see when I run the thing, the electric pump is rubbing against the throttle linkage. The radiator's all back in. Started to do the rear wiring, figuring that out. So the video you're about to see is the bike trying to run on one carburetor. I have the electric fuel pump in there. Just to bypass the mechanical pump. just for diagnostic purposes to see if I get the thing to run. You'll hear it clunking and banging around. It's kind of running on more whatever fuel it sort of half gets. Yeah, you'll hear it making some noise. It's running on one carburetor. Yeah, apparently when Goldwings are unhappy, they're noisy. I guess it's a Goldwing thing. So yeah, there we go. So I think we left off at the carburetors, just messing around with them. Had kind of a runaround with the fuel system. I kind of lost the footage though. Oh, sorry, sidetracked. Jeepers. I tried to start the bike. Wouldn't start. No big deal. Figured it wouldn't start. Pulled the line off of the fuel pump. Discharge from the fuel pump to the carburetors. No fuel coming out. No big deal. Pull the line off going into the fuel pump. I got fuel supply. We're good there. Pull the fuel pump head off of it again. In the previous videos I pulled off and looked at the diaphragm. Diaphragm's okay. Checked the diaphragm again. It's okay. Turned the head over. Looked at the valves. Where the valves are stuck. The inlet valves. So it wouldn't suck fuel into the pump. Alright, not a big deal. Unstick the valves, it looked okay-ish. Put it back together. Try to start the bike. Once again, it won't start. Not a big deal. Pull the line off the fuel pump. Now I'm getting fuel coming out of the pump. Alright, cool. So I figured, well, I'll just toss electric pump in there to sort of help with the diag on why this thing won't do what I'm supposed to do, right? So I wire up my electric pump. Throw it in there. Oh, shit balls. Come up on the road. So I wired up the electric pump. What the fuck do we got going on here? So lots of supply to the carburetors. Alright, that was odd. Go to start the bike again. Sort of sputtered, sort of. Fuck. Alright, so pulled the carburetors back off again. Geez, when I first overhauled the things, well, cleaned them up, put the little kits in them. I didn't take out the low speed jets. Didn't know how to. I didn't know you could just pull the things out. Didn't do any research, just went about it, eh? I didn't know how to wreck the carburetors. You know, I didn't want to spend any money and messing stuff up. So I didn't clean them out. Oh, that bit me in the ass. 3 of the jets were plugged solid, and the jet that wasn't plugged solid was half plugged. So everything's running on whatever fuel it could get. Pull the carburetors back off the bike. The entire assembly, flip it on the bench, pull the bowls off of it. Hit the net, find out how to pull these little press-in dealios. I guess you just thread a screw in there and yank them out. Well, sure enough, I grabbed the old drywall screw, thread it in there, grab the old side cutters against the body, pop, jet comes out. Blow through them, well, 3 are plugged solid. So, whatever the bike was getting, it was getting. And, well, here's what it is, right? Clean them all out. Clean all the jets out. Pound them back in. Bowls back on. Carburetors back in the bike. So, before I put the fuel bowls back on, I double checked my float levels at 15.5 millimeter. Made sure they were on spec. Now, I should have known something was up, because when I initially set the fuel level, like the float level, I had to bend the tabs on all 4 of the floats a fair bit from what they were at. Now, I checked the spec on idle mixture screws, and it's supposed to be out 1.5 turns. These are out 2.5 turns. So I thought, well, maybe somebody was in there before. Somebody was in there before. I thought maybe they messed up the float levels. Then compensate by threading the idle mixture screws out. Didn't think much of it. Carried on. I'd set my float level with the new needle that came in the kit. It didn't come with a seat, the needle and seat for the fuel, but it came with a new needle, so I used that. Oh, I keep losing that. All right, so I used that and I set the flow level to that. Well, now that the second time I have them on the bench, I want to make sure everything's good. I double check my level. Perfect, right? All right, good to go. Bowls back on, carburetor assembly's back in the bike. Bingo bango, twinkle twinkle, fantastic. Figured, well, there's no fuel in the system anymore, so I might as well prime it. I got a handy electric pump sitting there. Clamp the alligator clip back on the battery because it's a temporary setup. Electric pump pumps away. Everything's good, fantastic, wonderful. Let's sit for a second. Go to start the bike. Hydro locked. Like, dead solid. What the f... Alright. Well, the air cleaner assembly back off. I put it all back together because I was confident that the issue was fixed, right? Holy crap, there's a lake of fuel sitting in the bottom plenum. I mean, it's full. Full, so full that fuel is dripping out of the throttle shaft holes. Okay. Disconnect the electric pump. Pull spark plugs out. Yeah, 2 cylinders right full of fuel. Intake's full of fuel. Wowzers, what's going on? I wish I wouldn't have lost the video footage of it because it's kind of entertaining. Okay, pull the carbs off. The entire assembly's off one more time because I think, well, it's got to be a float problem. Or I thought, well, maybe, my initial thought, hold on, take the corner. My initial thought is when I pounded the low-speed idle jets back in, maybe I cracked one of the housings, cracked one of the carburetor bodies. Possibility, you never know, right? Okay, for the 3rd time, carburetor assembly's right off, back on the bench, upside down, bowls come off, take a look, everything's good. Can't find a problem. Ah, scratch my head, can't find a problem. Well, you know, blowing the fuel line, operate the floats, they turn on and off like the needle and seat. Seems to stop, you know, flow. Measure once again, 15.5 millimeters. Scratch my head, it has to be a fuel supply. Like, the fuel's not shutting off, it's going to the carburetors. Well, a couple beers later, I thought, well, let's pull out the old, I keep all my old parts before the project's over, like before it's all done, finished, right? Don't throw anything out until the very end. I thought, well, let's go grab the bag of old carburetor parts. Okay. Grab the bag of carburetor parts, and I grab out the old needle. Then I grab the new needle. There's the 4 needles out of the carburetors. I grabbed the new ones, and I measured them. The new needle is longer. It's the wrong one. And when I bent the tab to compensate for that 15.5 millimeter, it bent the tab up, which meant the float could hit the float hit the roof of the carburetor, like the roof of the float bowl, the body of the carburetor, and the fuel wouldn't shut off. So watch for that in your overall kits. When I get back to the shop here, I'll probably throw in a little extra clip of this video. So I got the needles were too long. It is what it is, right? So I put the old needles back in it, reset my float level to where they should be, put everything back in. I got my 50.5 millimeter float level now. I got my 1.5 turns on the idle mixture screws, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. Put the assembly back into the bike, toss a little bit of fuel down the throat there, and just for shits and gigs. Bike fired right up, not a problem. Uneven running because the carburetors aren't synced yet, but fired right up. Ran good. Seemed to run good. I got an exhaust leak. I got some ticking going on. I'll throw the video in here. But seemed to be fine. I did notice that the fan cooling fan is on constantly. So I pulled the temperature switch. I pulled the connector off and the fan would die. Plugged the connector back in, the fan stays on, so I got a bad temperature switch. Apparently the Geo Metro 96 or 97 Geo Metro, whatever the fuck it is, I'll find more information on that. Apparently these are the same style temperature switch, same setting, same thread. You just have to change the connector. So I'll probably do that. What else? Probably the next video you see here is the bike running. I go through the gears, seems to be fine, everything seems to work. There's some driveline noise, some clunk clunk clunk, but that's because the engine is running so uneven right now. I have the idles turned up to about, I think 950, 1000 RPM, something like that, to try to take some of that clunking out. When I turn it down, you hear, I think it's a primary chain slap. I'm just learning with these gold wings, but it's very uneven right now. The carburetors need to be set. They need to be balanced. But the bike does run. I also lost footage of my unpacking of my seat. My Texavina seat showed up. I'll give you a review on that. There's some goods and there's some bads about that. It's a decent seat for the money. But if you're building something special, like a show machine or something that you really want really nice, probably not for you. I'll show you in the video. We'll get to that. Yeah, I haven't posted much videos lately. I've been so busy with other stuff. This isn't obviously my daily job, YouTube, because I really suck at it. If anybody's watching these videos, they're like, holy, jeez, man, you must be bored. So, but anyway, I thank you for watching the videos, though. If you are watching the videos, if you like and subscribe and share, all that stuff. Yeah, I'm a knob. I come off weird and stuff. I don't really care. I'm not trying to impress anybody or pick up any chicks or anything like that. I just want to enjoy life and have fun. And if you guys come along with me on the journey, it's all good. It's all good. Well, she runs. Need a carb sync yet. That's why it runs kind of a little uneven. So I'll put the side cover on, cover the battery. Get rid of all that stuff. Wiring to do, gotta throw a headlight on it, side lights. Well, she seems to run good. Through the gears here. This first, second, third, fourth. I guess she's only got 5 speeds. little bit of exhaust leak down here. Yeah. You hear the unevenness in the engine, the driveline clunking around. I'm sure I got an exhaust leak. Over here, maybe. Oh yeah. There we go. Nowhere. The exhaust leak is driving me nuts though. Probably those little gasket sealy crush thingies. Next step, I guess. That's cruise control on this thing. Well, there she goes. Throw my headlight on it. Yeah, it's a semi-truck light, but whatever. She's cleaning up really good. So the exhaust leak is driving me nuts already. Sweet. We'll leave her run for a bit. Get some temperature in it. Look in the garage. Put that back. It's not bolted down yet. Well, she's warming up. Sounding better and better. Sped the idle up a little bit just to get some heat in her. The cooling fan works. Sweet. chopped down the original fender. I'll do that to the back one too, but we'll see what happens. Nice. So gotta put that panel back on the side, fix the exhaust leak. Lights on her. Coming along. Brake pad showed up for it. That's the next step. Well, she's coming along. Put my brake pads in her next. A couple new kits there. Bolt the seat down. Yeah, it needs a carb sync. Pretty uneven. Air, cooling fan works.